So we shall start with the discussion on Arogyavardhini Vati and its clinical implication. So whenever we speak about any formulation like Arogyavardhini or something, or either of the formulations, we have to consider certain points which is already been discussed, for the rules or the norms for the formation of any of the formulation or protocol of any of the formulations as per Charaka. And added to that, how is that we need to interpret it as per Rasashastra is also been discussed. So on that grounds, we'll try to analyze how we can understand the clinical implication of Arogyavardhini. So when we see the reference, the Rasaratna samuchchaya has given the reference of Arogyavardhini, where he speaks about the shloka in this way. Gandhaka Loha 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐢 Bhasma samuchchaya Trifala Dviguna Prokta Trigunancha 𝐿𝐴𝐿 Chaturgunam Puram Shuddham Chitra Moolam cha Tatsamam Tikta Sarva Samagneya Sarva Sanchurne Yatnataha Nimba Vruksha Dalambo Abirmardhet Dvi Dinavad Avadhi Tatascha Vatika Karya Rajakola Falopama Mandala Sevitha Sa Esha Hanti Kushtanya Sheshan Vatapitta Kafodbhutancha Jwaran Nana Prakharajan Deya Panchadine Jate Jware Roge Vati Shubha Pachani Deepani Patya Rudhya Medo Vinashini Malashuddhikari Nityam Durdharsha Kshut Pravartini Bahunama Kimuktena Sarvarogeshu Shashyate Arogyavardhini Namna 𝐂𝐞𝐜𝐿 Prakirtita Sarvaroga Prashamani Sri Nagarjuna Yogina. So this is the reference what we have from Rasaratna samuchchaya. And as we have claimed this morning, we have discussed about the combination of the drugs whatever we have. So whenever we look into the combination of the drugs whatever we have in Arogyavardhini, this particular reference of Rasaratna samuchchaya has indicated the way as Shuddha Parada 1 part, Shuddha Gandhaka 1 part, Loha Bhasma 1 part, Abraca Bhasma 1 part, Tamra Bhasma 1 part, Trifala Churna 2 parts, Shuddha Shilajatu 3 parts, Shuddha Guggulu 4 parts, Chitraka Moola Churna 4 parts and Katuki Churna 18 parts. Bhavana for 2 days with Nimba Patra Rasa. So this is a few of the combinations whatever we have for this particular drug. As I said already, we have to initially give focusing for the Parada. In case if we can use the Ashtasamskarita Parada, that is wonderful. In case if you are unable to prepare the Ashtasamskarita Parada, you can go for the Bubukshita Parada and then mix it with Gandhaka and other drugs, and then it can be used for the formulations of Arogyavardhini. So once we speak of n number of drugs which are all into the combination of Arogyavardhini, we need to analyze individual components. And what are their falashruti. Because Acharya Charaka in the shloka which we have already referred, every drug will have its impact on the final product, including specifically to that of the driven force, which is the prime drug. Like here we have it, for example, with that of Parada. So of course, whenever we discuss about the falashruti of Parada, I'll say it is amimamsa or achintya. The powers or the therapeutic property of mercury, it is achintya. It is out of the reach. Prime thing or very basically what we can take is it is Sukshma Srotogami, it is Yogavahi, Sarvarogahara, and it is one of the best medium for the target drug delivery system. With whatever drug you want to tag it and send it. So in the body it takes it to that particular area and has its clinical impact in an individual and goes away. So this is one of the very basic phenomenon, and it is too illogical to speak about the guna karma of mercury in a small sect. It is a very huge understanding of going with it. The rest of the things are the next drug which we'll be discussing is about the Gandhaka, and specifically whenever we speak about the Gandhaka, we have to consider certain conditions. Few of such conditions could be something like where you see from the reference of Rasaratna Samuchchaya, 3rd chapter, where he speaks about the Falashruti, about how Gandhaka is and what are the other details about it. And among that he speaks about Gandhashma Atirasayana Su Maduraha Pake Katushno Mataha Kandu Kushta Visarpa Dadru Dalano Deeptanalaha Pachanaha Amon Mochaka Shoshano Vishahara Sutendra Viryaprado Gauri Pushpa Bhavastata Krumihara Satvatmakaha Sutajit. So this is a reference what you have from Rasaratna Samuchchaya, where he speaks about it is Atirasayana in quality, it is Madurapaka, it is Katu Ushna, and also it is extremely useful in the skin conditions like wherever you have with the Kandu, Kushta, Visarpa, Dadru, and also that of the Agni, that is Anala, Deepti, and also it is useful as Deepana and Pachana. It is useful in removing the Ama, Amon Mochana, Shoshana. It is going to remove the Ama and it is going to unblock the Ama. And also you have Vishahara property, which is anti-toxic. It is very much beneficial to remove the toxins from the body, which is very much essential because Visha is considered as anything which irritates you or troubles you. It is called as Visha. And this Visha is being removed by Gandhaka. And also it is a Sutendra Viryaprada. This is a very important phenomena. So this is the reason why many of the times wherever you have Parada, you will have Gandhaka. So whenever you give Gandhaka along with Parada, it is going to increase the Virya of the mercury. It is going to increase the potency of the mercury. That is the reason once you add mercury, we need to add sulfur. We need to add Gandhaka there, which is going to increase the potency of mercury. So Sutendra Virya Pradha, it is going to increase the potency of the mercury, and here the driving force or the prime focus is of the mercury. And Gauri Pushpa Bhavastata. So it is explained as Gauri Pushpa in the sense that this is one such a drug which acts extremely on the ovaries. Gauri is goddess Parvati, and Pushpa, this is one such a drug which can be Gauri Pushpa. It has been taken as a synonym, and this can be used in many of such clinical pathologies. Also you have a reference called as 𝐷𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐤 𝐏𝐸𝐻 Gandhaka. So on that grounds what we do, we use this particular Gandhaka in all the menstrual abnormalities. Wherever you have the menstrual abnormalities in a female, then we are using Gandhaka, which is a chief drug, especially in 𝐴𝐴𝐻𝐴. In all the conditions we are using Gandhaka. Added to that Krimihara and Sattvatmaka, it is going to increase the Sattvikata of an individual, and also it is going to increase the Atma of the Sutta, that is the mercury. So it is going to increase the potency of the mercury. It is going to increase the potency of the mercury. That is the reason why Gandhaka is being added along with the combination of the mercury in Arogyavardhini. Also in the same chapter, in the shloka number 28, where he explains Rogajit Dirgamayuhu. Gandhaka is being explained as Sarva Roga. It is benefited to cure all the illnesses, Sarva Roga, and also it is going to give you Dirgamayuhu. In shloka number 28, he is explaining like it is going to give Dirgamayuhu. So this is also one more benefit of taking with that of Gandhaka. The next thing whatever you have is in the shloka number 36 and 37, where he explains as the method how it should be taken, and the falashruti of it. It's been explained as a Rogan Kushtarogan Visheshataha 𝐾𝐿 Mukhan Hanti 𝐾𝐿 Mukhan, in the sense it is going to useful. It is extremely useful in case of kshaya roga, and also it is extremely useful in the disorders of kushta. It is extremely useful in the disorders of kushta. Kushta in the sense the disorders of the rasa and raktava shrotas specifically, and also few of the mamsava shrotas. The illnesses of these shrotas are being taken as kushta or the skin disorders. So in either of the pathologies of these dhatus, we are prescribing sulfur or Gandhaka. Also you have the references from the shloka number 48, where he speaks about Shuddha Gandho Hared Roga Kushta Mrutyu Jaradhikan Agnikari Mahanushno Viryavrudho Karati Cha. So it is going to increase the potency, it is going to increase the virya of an individual, it is going to increase the strength of an individual, and also added to that, it is going to benefit an individual in an extreme way, by which the person is going to have a sort of a strength, the inner strength the person is going to have, and this inner strength are going to have a lots of benefits by increasing his stages, by increasing his sort of powers in the body. The next drug in the Arogyavardhani is the Loha Bhasma, which is equivalent to that of Parada and Gandhaka in respect to the ratio. Whenever we speak about the Loha Bhasma, let us consider only the 𝐾𝐞𝐜 Loha Bhasma, and the reference from Rasaratna samuchchaya 5th chapter, here he is explaining in sloka number 134. He is explaining the guna karma of the 𝐾𝐞𝐜 Loha as it is ruksha, syat kara loha karam sa maduram pakayatha viryo hima. It is having ushna virya, and also it is also having shitatva in that. It is kapha pitta. It is useful in the disorders of kapha and pitta. It is useful in kushta. It is useful in the disorders of jatara, pliha, pandu, arati, and also sadhyaha shula. He is explaining that it is extremely useful. Instantly it removes the shula. It acts as analgesic. Sadhyaha shula yakrut gada kshaya jara meha amavataapaham deeptam cha atirasayanam balakaram durnama dahapaha. So this is another benefit what you have. These are the other clinical conditions where Loha Bhasma is being indicated as per this textbook. Added to that, you have a popular reference again from Rasaratna samuchchaya 5th chapter, shloka number 140, where he speaks about mrutani lohani rasi bhavanti nignanti yuktani mahamayascha abhyasa yogat drudadeha siddhim kurvanti rug janma jara vinashanam. So this is an advantage whenever you take with that of the metallic bhasmas or the Loha Bhasmas, or where he speaks about abhyasa yogena, whenever you take this as constantly, whenever you make this a habit of taking the bhasmas. It's not like to take in 1 or 2 days, we take 3 days of medicine and stop it, we are scared of giving bhasmas. No, he is telling abhyasa yogat, give it as a habitual nature, give it as a general thing. It is going to give him drudadeha siddhim. Drudadeha siddhim in the sense it's not going to cause his body to land up into waxing and waning of the illnesses, where you have many of the disorders which are occurring frequently. Might be it is autoimmune disorder, might be waxing and waning of disorders, might be the conditions of wherever you have the disorders with lots of ups and downs. Might be it is a condition like psoriasis, might be it's a condition of ulcerative colitis, might be it's a condition of prameha, or either of the clinical pathologies. So in all these conditions, wherever you have lots of ups and downs and recurrence of the various illnesses, in all those conditions, the Loha Bhasma or the metallic Bhasmas are going to give him drudadeha siddhim. It is going to make his body more druda. It is going to make his body siddha. It is going to achieve a sort of healthiness in an individual. Kurvanti, ruk, jara, janma, vinashanam. So it is going to remove the disorders. All sorts of disorders are being removed, and also it is going to remove all the geriatric complaints. It is going to, because the jara in the sense the geriatric complaint, so even the geriatric complaints are being removed. The geriatric complaints are also being removed. By this it happens like the person becomes very much efficient. The person becomes very much efficient, and he will have a lengthy ayush. He is having a lengthy ayush, that is dirghamayu. He is having dirghamayu. The next drug what you have in Arogyavardhani is Abraca Bhasma. Again the quantity is the same as that of Parada and Gandhaka. Falashruti for Abraca Bhasma. One thing what you have at the bottom line is Devya Rajo Bhaved Gandho Dhatu Shukram Tatha Abrakam. What you have in the reference in chapter number 2 in Rasaratna samuchchaya, where he speaks about Abraca is nothing but the Shukra. So whenever you have the disorders of infertility, it is because of Shukra. Whenever you have the complaints as that of the Shukra Varshotas, whenever you have the complaints of the illnesses where you have the Shukra Sarata is being affected or Shukra Kshaya is being observed in an individual, in all those conditions we are supposed to give them with that of Abraca Bhasma. And added to that, he speaks about in the next shloka in chapter number 2, shloka number 2 in chapter 2 of Rasaratna samuchchaya, Gauri Tejaha Paramamrutaha Vatapitta Kshayagnam Pragna Bodhi See what the specific he is mentioning about Gauri Tejaha, it is going to having, it's a synonym. Gauri Teja is a synonym for Abraca, and it is going to increase your Tejas as well. Paramamrutam, it is Amruta Tulya, it is just like a nectar. Abraca is just like a nectar, and it is going to clear the conditions like Vata Pitta Kshayagnam. Whenever you have the disorders of Vata and Pitta, it is going to remove it. Pragna Bodhi. Pragna Bodhi, we understand it in two different ways. One thing is a Pragna Bodhi, where it increases your intelligent quotient. It is going to make you more conscious or known factor, or the Viveka Shakti in an individual. Second thing is the body is unable to recognize its own toxins. As you see in case of autoimmune disorders, the body starts to think that its own body is its enemy. It's unable to recognize it, where it has lost its pragna to identify the things which is right, which is wrong. It has lost its Viveka Shakti. So here you need to rectify your pragna. You have to rectify your consciousness. You have to educate your body, what is your body and how you have to treat your body, how you have to respect your body, how you have to support your body. So you need a drug like of Abraca Bhasma, which is specifically as a Pragna Bodhi, which is going to increase the alertness in an individual, which is going to give pragna to an individual. So whenever you have such conditions wherein you have an autoimmune disorder or any of the complaints, the chief drug which can be prescribed to all those patients, it is about the Abraca Bhasma. You are supposed to give them with that of Abraca Bhasma. Added to that, in malignancy like conditions, wherever you see the rationality of the division of the cells is abnormal, it has lost its Viveka Shakti, that what extent it has to grow, and it is growing irrationally. So it has lost its pragna. Even there the cells or the body has lost its pragna of how it has to divide. So on that grounds, wherever you have such a clinical pathologies, we are supposed to give them with that of the Pragna Bodhi set of drugs. So one of the Pragna Bodhi set of drug is that of Abraca. So by giving this drug, it happens like the pragna is going to increase in an individual at a cellular level, and you have that effect in an individual eventually. Don't expect the result to happen in an hour or two. It will take some time because the cell need to be educated, and that is very much possible only by the administration of Abraca. And added to that, the Acharya is explaining about the issue as Prashamita Rujam. It is very good analgesic as such. It is Vrushyam Ayushyam Agram. So it is Vrushya, because Rasayana in the sense Rasavashrotas, when you see the Rasa Dushti Lakshana, you have the conditions called as a Klaibyata. So even there you need to address. So one thing is about that one, it acts as a aphrodisiac. Added to that Rasayana, and also Ayushyam Agram, it is going to increase the Ayu. It is going to increase the Ayu. Also it is Balyam, Snigdham, Ruchidam Kafam, Deepani Shita Viryam, Tatad Yogaihi. So he is speaking about a Balyam. It is giving a strength promoter which is going to balance the tissues in the body. It is a Snigdham. It is going to make the oleation like effect in the body. It is going to support the body in this way, one thing. And second thing is it is going to increase a sort of a friendliness within the body. Say for example, whenever you have certain enzymes and coenzymes are not being linked properly, then it causes some problems in the body. It's again in the biochemistry. You have two different molecules like T1 and T2 in thyroid. So if they don't link, then there is a thyroid deficiency, there is an abnormality there. So you need a Snigdha Dravya which causes a Snehamsha, which binds two different molecules to make a homeostasis in an individual. So to create this homeostasis where T1 plus T2 is equal to T3, what you are seeing in the lab investigations in thyroid profile. Similarly, T2 molecule with the T2 molecule binds together to form T4, which you see in the lab reports. So you need to have such a situations wherever you want that Snigdhamsha or Snehamsha between two components of the body. So even there you need the drugs of such kind which is having a Snigdha Guna. And Ruchidam Kafam, it is going to address the situations with that of Ruchi. It is going to increase the taste perception. It is going to have its action of the nervous pathologies as well, because Ruchidam is also psychosomatic. It is also having anxiety neurosis. You don't have your food properly. So many of such conditions you need to be taken with that of the Abraca Bhasma to rectify the issues. Added to that, in Kaphaja Vyadhis, it is also useful to have the Deepana property. It is Shita Virya. And also he specifies about Tadad Yogaihi Sakala Gadha Rudyopamaha. So what he speaks about is based on particular formulation. As per the combinations in the formulation, it is going to cure that particular illness or specific to that of the illness. It is something like he is trying to explain us the Yogavahi property of the Abraca Bhasma. It is going to potentiate the formulation. Abraca Bhasma is going to potentiate the formulation. This was a similar technique what we have tried to understand from the reference of Charaka Samhita Kalpasthan, where we have discussed already, whenever you want to potensify a particular formulation, you have to give the bhavana of the same drug to the drug and try to increase the potency of that particular drug. So similarly, whenever you want to increase the potency or whenever you want to increase the potency of a particular formulation, you have to add Abraca Bhasma into that formulation. So whenever you add Abraca Bhasma into that formulation, it becomes a potensified. It is something like what you call them as double strength, what you name it today as a double strength. So similarly, whenever you want to potensify the drug, whenever any formulation, whatever the formulation you are formulating, as such, this is Abraca Bhasma in Arogyavardhani, what we are discussing, or else in general, that is the way how we need to understand that how the Abraca Bhasma should be taken. And it is going to have its impact on the cardiac disorders, Rudyopamam, and also Sutendra Bandhihi. So this is also very interesting to note about Sutendra Bandhihi. It is going to bind the mercury and make it to stay for a longer time in the body. It is going to increase the bioavailability of the mercury in the product, either during the pharmaceutics or into the body in the form of pharmacology. It is going to make the mercury to become complete and have its total impact in an individual. It's not like you have taken it along with some specific chelating agents and it wraps the mercury or tags the mercury and takes it away before it has its therapeutic action in the body. So it is something like it Sutendra Bandhihi, it is going to bind with the mercury, or it is going to arrest the mercury, or it is going to increase the bioavailability till the Abraca goes out. It is going to take mercury and keep it with it. So this is one of the support what we have. Whenever you want the bioavailability of the mercury more in the human being, then you have to tag it or you have to mix it with Abraca Bhasma and give it to an individual. So this is about what you speak about the Sutendra Bandhihi. Of course, you have the pharmaceutical property of Sutendra Bandhi as well, but that's a different set during for the formulations. That is for the specifically for the formulations. It's not very specific for the therapeutic there. So whenever we want the mercury to stay back in a formulation, then we mix Abraca, by which it the mercury stays for a long time. Mercury stays for longer duration. And added to that, in the shloka number 8 of chapter 2 in Rasaratna samuchchaya, he speaks about the Falashruti of the various types of Abraca, and among the Krishna or Vajrabraka, he speaks about Deha Lohakaram Sarvaroga Haram Param. So this is one such a drug which is going to do the Deha Lohakara. It is going to do the Deha Lohakara and it is going to cure all the disorders, Sarvaroga Hara. So already we have come across some 2 to 3 drugs of Arogyavardhini, and all drugs are Sarvaroga Hara. Just to keep this aspect in mind, so that we need it in the last. We need to discuss about this particular issue in the last.